Hi, in this demo, I'll be walking you through my submission for the Gemini Long Context window competition. So this has an associated public dataset, which is basically the information or the context about an urban world, which is used to play a text adventure open world game inspired by the likes of Grand Theft Auto, in which the user can perform any sort of action which is which will have the consequences in the game world, and the user can navigate freely in the environment. And some of the objects or scenarios around the user will be generated dynamically by the model. So here we are going to use the Gemini 1.5 Flash 8B. Now coming to the main topic of importance is the large context window, which is really helpful in this case, mainly because the more the number of actions which are played by the user. So this is the main function here, which is going to play an action in the game world. So it keeps on appending to the context or the game session. So the larger the game session becomes, the more information it needs to retain in the context. So definitely a larger context window is very helpful here to maintain the consistency of the gameplay and the accuracy of the generated environment in relation to the context, and making sure that the generation does not go beyond what the context says, because otherwise the gameplay will be severely affected. So this example shows how a response can be generated by the model, and it asks what the next action will be, and before giving the response of the current action. Another important thing here is to showcase that if an agent is attached to the user, which can automatically perform actions and make decisions, then since the number of actions increases, the larger context window becomes more important. And especially if there is an objective which requires to be reached or achieved by the agent, like in this case, the objective is to reach home from the current position given the current context. So it tries to take a bus here and try to reach the home, although it may not always know where the home is, but it still tries to perform the actions, and all of this gets added to the context. And if we later on try to recall about its journey, like listing the people it met during the journey, it is able to recall those. This is again due to the large context size which is available, and even after a longer gaming session, it still is able to remember the important information. Similarly, this another example shows a more of a strategy which is taken by the agent. So this is actually in the domain of decision making or agentic decision making, but this is well complemented by the large context window, since it needs to know the information that is present in the context after a longer gaming session, and still it is able to perform actions as well as detect if the objective is met or not. So these advanced features are well complemented and by the large context window, and in all of these the capability is greatly enhanced due to the large context window. So because for a smaller context window, the accuracy and the quality of these outputs would have definitely reduced. So in this short demo, this was my attempt to show with an interesting example how the large context window is very helpful in this case, and these kinds of gaming use cases are really going to be much more accurate the larger the context window is. So thank you.